Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I made some delicious lasagna. It was so good. Tune in and let's make it together. So good. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be making some lasagna. I'm not gonna quite bake it at the end, but I'm just prepping it because my kids are off school. So once they're hungry, they could just put it in the toaster oven or the oven and just bake it off, and then they'll have a meal. So I'm just prepping so they'll have food for the week. Now I'm waiting for my water to come to a boil. Then I'll add my noodles in. These are the noodles that I'm using. And I'll be using some cottage cheese, ricotta cheese. I have my marinara sauce. I also have some crushed tomatoes and some tomato sauce as well that I'll be adding in. I have my Italian season. I have some oregano, some salt, parsley, onion powder, complete seasoning, garlic powder, and some black pepper. So, and of course my cheese, my mozzarella cheese. So that's what I'll be using. So I'm just gonna wait for my water to come to a boil. Then I'll add a little salt, and then I'll add my noodles in. So my pot is boiling now, so I'm gonna add some salt. And then I'm gonna add my noodles in. I'm gonna add a half of this box because I'm making 2 pans, and I want to make sure I have enough. That's good. I'm just gonna let them sink. Cover my pot. Just gonna let that cook for about 10 minutes, and then I'll be back. 8 to 10 minutes. It's been 8 minutes and my noodles are cooked. I don't want them to get too soft, so I'm just gonna go ahead and drain them now. Turn the stove off and drain my noodles. So now I'm gonna mix my cheese together. So I'm gonna add about a cup of my cottage cheese, a cup and a half of the ricotta cheese, and then I'm gonna add about a cup of my mozzarella cheese. that's what that looks like. Now I'm gonna add a little salt. Parsley. Onion powder. Some complete seasoning. Garlic powder. Some black pepper. Some Italian seasoning. Now I'm just gonna mix this all together. You can also add an egg if you'd like. Good. I'm just going to continue mixing that together and I'll be back. It takes a little elbow grease. I'm just going to season up my meat now. I'm gonna add some onion. So I just chopped up some garlic. You saw that I add my onions. So I'm just gonna let this cook for a little bit and then I'm gonna open up my sauce to add to it. But it smells so good already. So now I'm gonna add the chunky tomato sauce. I'm gonna open the next can. Now I'm gonna add the tomato sauce. And then I'm going to add the meat sauce. I'm just gonna let that come to a simmer and then I'll assemble my lasagna. Now my sauce is ready. I'm gonna get prepared on assembling my lasagna. I thought I was recording, but I added some garlic powder, some onion powder, some complete seasoning to season up my sauce. And I'm sorry I didn't get to record that part. Okay, let's do the first layer. I added some sauce. Then I added a layer of noodles. Then I added a layer of my ricotta and cottage cheese mix. Add some mozzarella, and I'm gonna repeat with meat sauce, noodles, ricotta. So now I'm on the top layer. I'm just gonna add some mozzarella to give it a nice crust. And then I'll put it in the oven, covered with some aluminum foil. So I didn't plan on baking one today, but I ended up baking one. So I'm just gonna let you guys watch this portion of the video of how I layered my meat, and then I put my my noodles, and just the process of how I layered my lasagna and how I achieve the whole layer in my lasagna. So just keep on watching while I do this portion for you guys, so you guys could see how I did it. So you don't want to overwhelm by putting too much of this ricotta cheese in, like, on a layer. You just want to spread it out thinly, because it can get overwhelming when you're eating the lasagna. So you just want to make sure you spread it out. So now I added some Parmesan cheese. Now I'm gonna add some meat sauce, and this is the one that I'm gonna put. I think maybe I'll put it in the freezer for the kids, since I bake one today, so they'll have that one for a couple of days. So they won't have to bake this one for maybe till the end of the week. They'll have something in between, so they don't get too overwhelmed or tired of eating the same thing. Or they could even eat it next week. So I started my second layer now. I'm just going slowly so you guys could see what I'm doing. And I overlap my lasagna noodles, so you get a nice layer of noodles. And your lasagna turned out so thick and nice and juicy. There's a little opening right there, so I put in a little of my noodles so the juice don't go to the next layer. So now I'm adding my ricotta cottage cheese mixture, and you could add an egg, as I said before, to this mixture. I didn't, but you could do that if you want. So all I had in there was the ricotta cheese, the cottage cheese, some mozzarella, and all my seasoning, that whatever seasons you want to put in. So now I'm adding a little mozzarella after I had the ricotta mixture. So now I'm adding some more of the meat sauce. This turned out so good, guys. You're gonna enjoy this when you try it. It looks so good. So now another layer of my pasta. Keep overlapping. Remember to always overlap. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. I think I'm gonna put one more right at the end there, just to seal everything in. So the rest of my ricotta. Then the cottage cheese made a huge difference. Tastes so good. So I'm just gonna finish this up. and then add the rest of my meat sauce on top. Just spread it out in a thin layer because it can get overwhelming. So I'm adding some cheese. And then I'm adding the rest of my meat sauce. Yeah, and that's how I did my layers. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this. I sure did, and my kids will enjoy this meal. Yep. To the last drop. I'm just gonna get the cover. I'm gonna cover this up, and once it cool off, then I'm just gonna put it in the freezer for the kids, because remember the meat sauce was still a little warm. So I'm just gonna let it cool off, and they'll have this whenever they want to. So that's about it. I'll show you my finished lasagna, the one that I actually baked today. My lasagna is out. I should let it sit for 5 minutes or so. I don't know if I could wait because it looks so good. And now I'm gonna cut into it. Oh, I can't wait. I should have waited, guys, but I can't. Looks so good. I should have waited till it set, but look at that. Oh. Oh. So good. So good. You have to try this.